All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for. I don't know why the screen's not here, but that's okay. There, we got it. Raw Chaos coverage, ladies and gentlemen. This is Phyro, and we are waiting on Nick. He should be here very shortly, but until then, let's start up with the show and let's start up with the recaps. I don't need last week's recap, but I do need this week's recap if my computer would work. We're going to talk about big stuff, including WrestleMania. WrestleMania is coming up in a week. Saturday and Sunday will be the 2 days as we have the night one main eventers main eventing tonight's Raw. How ironic. But we'll get on with the show. We'll also get on with our predictions, and we'll see how things go with that. I'm going to give Nick a little bit more time just so he doesn't really miss out on anything. I understand he had to go take care of something real fast. So no worries, Nick. Come on over whenever you're ready. And yeah, we should be all good. Of course, got to look at eBay as well. I'm trying to get some more action figures. Of course, me being a nerd. Jesus Christ, folks. I know this is unrelated, but $215 for a WWE Microaggression Crash and Bash Ring Arena playset, along with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 action figures of the Microaggression action figures. And there is, I believe, there he is. Furious Nation. Nick is on. I apologize. I had to start a little bit early. Well, not early, but a few minutes before you're able to get on there. So I apologize for that. But we are here. We are doing fun stuff, Nick. This is actually a fun WrestleMania before. This is like the go home show before WrestleMania. Yes. It was pretty nice. It was pretty good. But tonight we're going to talk about that. And we are also going to be talking about our predictions. And Mitch gave me a one of the what do you call that? Like a website for the predictions. So we'll go ahead and go through that. And I don't know. What do you want to do first? You want to talk about Raw, or do you want to talk about our predictions first? I'll leave that one up to you.
Since it's WrestleMania predictions, I mean, might as well talk about WrestleMania predictions first.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let me get rid of some.
3 minutes in. Yeah, I apologize for coming a little late, but hey, just in time, just getting started.
Hey, you're here, man. That's all that matters. And
like you said, I thought tonight's Raw. I agree. Tonight's Raw was fun, and I just thought of SmackDown last Friday compared to tonight. I said this earlier. It's night and day compared to Raw and SmackDown, especially this Mania build. SmackDown, you just feel empty, but Raw is just. I felt like Raw did a much better job than SmackDown this past Friday. This Friday wasn't a bad show, but it was just boring. But I feel like tonight just flew by. It's just things just made more sense tonight, and it got you more excited.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, that's pretty normal. Raw beating SmackDown. It's always been the case, even when in the Ruthless Aggression era, in the PG era, and today, you are always going to see Raw overtaking SmackDown. So Mitch showed me a few things.
And just look at the hours with SmackDown. SmackDown being 4 hours until June, and Raw being 2.5. They ended 10:25, like 2 hours 25 minutes. I'll take it any day of the week.
Absolutely. And here we are. Here is the. Let me see. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, that doesn't show you at all. So, that shows you a lot. There. Okay, let me see what I like the most. I think I'll do this one. We're trying to get more views on the match card itself. So let's go through night one, starting with the War Raiders. I guess if this is how they're going to do the actual card. Then let's start off with the night one, starting off the show. The War Raiders going against the New Day for the WWE World Tag Team titles.
War Raiders and the New Day. Well, the New Day turned heel last December on Big E. Since then, their heel momentum has gone down and down. And I feel like I mean, not really much of a story here, though. They had a very good vignette earlier tonight with the War Raiders saying I was taken out, I was injured, and this is we're going to war. But I think as good as the War Raiders are, and I like the War Raiders, they're pretty talented. I feel like with the New Day and their heel shtick, like I said, it's gone down and down because it's like Big E's not wrestling right now, and it's just since the heel turn on Big E, it was great, but then after that, slowly going down their heels theme, and I feel like a World Tag Team title win for the New Day is a must because if they don't win, what else could you do with the New Day possibly that will get people to care about them? Because right now they got nothing going for them. They were going up against the LWO, but I mean, it's just I mean they need the New Day needs something to sink their teeth into, especially this heel run, and I think them winning the World Tag Team titles makes more sense. And War Raiders have held them for like 4 months. I think New Day winning's the right move here. It should be a good match, but I feel like the WWE Tag Team title match from SmackDown with the Motor City Machine Guns and the Street Profits should be on this show instead of the War Raiders and the New Day.
Hmm.
But maybe they're doing it for a reason. And I said this with Adam Carl on the Forbidden Podcast second episode from this past Saturday. Maybe they put the New Day and War Raiders on the card for a reason because maybe, just maybe, they cleared Big E and no one knows about it, and they have them cost the New Day the tag titles on Saturday. I don't know. That's the only reason I can think of why it's on the card. But at the end of the day, if we don't get any Big E involvement and it's just a straight up 2-on-2 World Tag Team title match, I think I think the New Day should win. I'm going with the New Day to win the World Tag Team Championships and give them a decent little run with the World Tag Team titles.
Wow. I will go opposite. I will say the War Raiders will defend their titles and keep them. I think Big E, if he is going to make an appearance, I think he's going to screw over the New Day and help the War Raiders get the win. Of course, they don't exactly need the help, but Big E will do his thing. Big E knows how to. If he's going to return, do his thing, it's definitely going to be then. And then, so we are 1-1 on our differences there. But we have Rey Mysterio now versus El Grande Americano.
Yes. He got the better of Rey Mysterio earlier tonight, and after a very good match with Julius Creed and Rey Mysterio, my goodness, the athleticism of Julius Creed catching Rey Mysterio into and having him still in a suplex position while going up the steps in the apron, man. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good match earlier, but El Grande stood tall after Rey Mysterio beat Julius Creed earlier in the night. That being said, this should be fine. This should be fun, solid. We don't know how many more WrestleManias Rey Mysterio has left in the tank, though he's 50 and he can still go for his age. But then again, still, how many more WrestleManias does he have left in him before he retires? So, and I do think El Grande Americano is going to go back to Chad Gable anyway, because let's face it, he's the same guy. I'm going Rey Mysterio to win this match. He unmasked El Grande Americano as Chad Gable, and we go back to Chad Gable.
I'll disagree once again. It's going to be El Grande Americano. I think Rey Mysterio can put him over, and I think they'll keep the gimmick going. I think there's a lot more to tell with the gimmick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, we'll see. I've enjoyed El Grande Americano, but I don't know. They didn't even make the match mask versus mask, so maybe El Grande wins, but I'm still going Rey Mysterio.
That would have been interesting. All right, folks. Jade Cargill. Excuse me. I'm trying to eat my last bite of the burger. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. A grudge match. This has been steaming up since that attack from November. This is going to be a big match. Who do you have?
Who do I got? Well, Naomi versus Jade Cargill. I'm liking Naomi's heel vignettes. I think she's killed it so far since turning heel and her being revealed as the one that attacked Jade Cargill. Jade's has been decent. Naomi's just killed it with the Proceed with Caution and all this other shit. I think this should be solid. I think if there's anyone that can bring Jade Cargill to at least a passable, decent match, it's Naomi. But I was gonna say Actually, you know what? I predicted Naomi on Saturday. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I was gonna say maybe Jade Cargill once they prolong the feud, because I don't think with this match, regardless, I don't think it's a one and done. I think they can continue feuding after WrestleMania. I would like to see Naomi get a win because I think she's been putting it in the work as of late, and she's gonna do very well as a heel going forward. And finally, something for Naomi to sink her teeth into. She's been back in the company for a year now, and she finally has something serving a purpose because she wasn't doing anything for several months, and now they're finally doing something with her, which I definitely appreciate. Um, Jade Cargill losing to Naomi will do no harm to Jade Cargill whatsoever. She lost to Liv Morgan several weeks ago on SmackDown, did absolutely no damage to Jade Cargill whatsoever. I do think Naomi should win. Um, if Jade Cargill wins, it would be like a fluke victory, but I'm going Naomi.
I gotta disagree again, man. We're
Now,
disagreeing
come
on
on.
everything.
Come
It's gonna be
on.
Jade Cargill. It's gotta be Jade Cargill. You can't tell me that she's not going to have her revenge mark. It's kind of like China versus Ivory, man. You gotta have that revenge arc. And I think WrestleMania is the time to get that revenge. I think it's a time to push Jade Cargill because this is about who you're going to push, and who has WWE tried so hard in the women's division to push throughout the entire year that she's been here is Jade Cargill. I don't think Naomi does it. I don't think Naomi is the person they're looking for to push. I think Jade Cargill, if they give her this win, if they give her this main event or not main event, if they give her this experience and this win, I think that's everything she needs in order to be an actual contender and continue to rank up in the works instead of um instead of making her lose to Naomi, who really isn't bringing much right now. So Jade Cargill definitely should be, and
Not
then
very much right
this
now.
might
And
even bring
she's had
in
good vignette promos, bro.
promos, sure, but who are they pushing? And I think even if Charlotte wins, let's say if Charlotte wins, if Bianca wins, if Rhea for some reason wins, Jade Cargill's a face. If you have Charlotte going over, let's say,
I don't
then
hope
you
for
can
that.
do face versus heel, have Jade Cargill go after Charlotte. That could be a good match going into Backlash.
I don't know. The way Charlotte just plays politics and Jade Cargill still needs a little bit more work. I don't know. It's just me. I don't expect that to be Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair. I don't expect it to be a good match. Have low expectations going into that.
Hmm,
Just based on like what Jade Cargill, I mean, still needs work in the ring. I mean, she's still very green, but I'm hoping Naomi brings her to
I
at least
agree.
a decent match. Because again, if anyone can bring Naomi to a good match, it's if anyone can bring Jade Cargill to a good match, rather it's Naomi because Naomi is a good wrestler, can carry a match. I just hope they just bring it on Saturday. But maybe that's a good point. If Jade Cargill wins, probably if it's just like Charlotte and Jade at Backlash, just a one off and just short and sweet, and just have. But then again, with Charlotte, she shouldn't win either. We'll get to that. But I mean, if Jade Cargill wins, I mean, you got to protect Naomi somehow because she's been having these very nice heel vignettes. You don't want to make her look bad, so both have to look good. If Jade Cargill wins, I'm having her win with a fluke victory and she gets lucky, but I'm still going Naomi. But if Jade wins again, have her like maybe like a small package or a roll up or something. That way it protects Naomi. Or they could do a finish where Jade hits her finisher and it looks like Jade is about to win, but Naomi has something to leg underneath the rope. The ref doesn't see it, and Naomi can make a case where she didn't lose, and Jade got lucky. They could do that.
Hmm. Yeah, something like that, man. I think that's a good. I think we have some good ideas. I think we
Naomi
have
could
some
make a
good
case with
predictions
like,
here.
I didn't lose. Jade Cargill was lucky. She just won by the skin of her teeth. I didn't lose, and maybe do Jade and Naomi part two at Backlash. And
That could
maybe
work.
if they do that for Backlash in St. Louis, I'm thinking this. Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson are from NXT the Meta Girls. What about calling them up to SmackDown after WrestleMania and you pair them with Naomi? Maybe Backlash would be
Hmm.
the place to debut Lash and Jakara on the main roster on the SmackDown brand, and you help them, and you have them help Naomi beat Jade Cargill at Backlash, officially starting that heel group faction for the females on SmackDown with Naomi, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Jade Cargill does win here, but I'm still going Naomi.
There's so many possibilities with this thing, honestly. It's a lot of possibilities. I don't know. SmackDown's really good about taking one story and kind of shoveling it away. So I think either way, SmackDown's screwed. But let's move on to we have LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States
Night.
Championship.
Yeah.
You're going
Whose
LA
game
Knight?
is it? Hey, I got the LA Knight shirt, man.
I love LA
Whose
Knight.
game is it?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's saying LA Knight. Yeah.
He's actually my current Patriot champion right now.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a megastar for a reason.
Oh, I've loved him since TNA, dude.
As
When he was Eli Drake. Yep.
Dummy, yeah.
That's my ringtone, actually. If my notifications were on, you'd be hearing it. But
But
no, yeah, I would love to say LA Knight. I'm a massive LA Knight guy. I'm a big supporter, but it's Jacob Fatu, man. It's Jacob Fatu. He's got to get it.
LA Knight and Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title. I think we get a new United States champion in Jacob Fatu.
So we finally agree on something. Finally!
Yeah, though maybe they have LA Knight win because Solo costs Jacob. Either that or Fatu wins the title clean, and we get Fatu in Solo for the U.S. title at Backlash, and Fatu's kicked out of the Bloodline comes the SmackDown after Mania, or maybe Mania itself. Maybe Fatu wins the title at Mania. Afterwards, they celebrate the Bloodline, and Sikoa spikes Fatu, and they kicks Fatu out of the Bloodline.
See, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So you just, I feel like, I feel like you have to have more than just Solo screwing over Fatu. It just has to be, and Jacob Fatu definitely deserves a win. Definitely deserves his own match.
If you watched SmackDown last Friday, Jacob Fatu showed up. He was there by himself, no Bloodline around him when he laid out LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little attention to detail. So if you pay attention to that, I have a feeling either Fatu wins clean or the Bloodline's going to screw Fatu out of the championship on Saturday for the U.S. title. I'm going Fatu to win clean, to win the championship. But if the Bloodline costs Fatu the title, I would not be surprised. But either way, I do think we get Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa going into Backlash. U.S. title or not for the U.S. title. Like either way, it's going to happen at Backlash, in my opinion.
Okay.
But if I had to choose, it would be Jacob Fatu becoming the new United States champion. I feel like LA Knight at the same time is above the U.S. championship. He doesn't really need it. I think I think it's time to bump him, to move him up the card and put him in the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm even making an early prediction. Money in the Bank this July for the men. LA Knight wins this year's Money in the Bank men's briefcase.
Wow.
The briefcase he should have won, honestly, 2 years ago. Nothing against Damian Priest winning, but I think everybody's first choice was LA Knight in 2023, which he should have. Again, no disrespect to Damian Priest.
Yeah. Who won it last year? I forgot.
Drew McIntyre, but then he cashed in the same
night. That's right. That's why it's
forgettable. That was done for a reason, and I know a lot of people were shitting on that, but it's like they didn't waste the cash in. Mm-hmm. It was done for a
storyline. Ambrose, it just didn't work out.
I mean, Drew McIntyre's not Dean Ambrose, but I mean McIntyre failing to cash in the same night he won the briefcase. I mean, first of all, he didn't waste the cash in. If it was Tiffany Stratton, like with the cash in losing, that's wasting it.
Yeah.
But Drew McIntyre winning it, and then because he was feuding with Punk and Rollins, that's not wasting the briefcase.
No, it's just good storytelling.
Exactly. You need storylines in wrestling, not just matches. You can have good matches all you want, but if you have no story, you can't get people to care really that much of what's going on.
Yeah.
But
I agree, and that's I think if there is anybody that could use the Money in the Bank, it's definitely LA Knight. I could see that.
Yeah, and at least make up
But
for what
now we get to
this year.
Gunther. Right, yeah. No, absolutely. Now we move on to Gunther versus Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And as we thought, Jey Uso was going to be more dark, more, more, I guess, not demonic, but more on that dark side. We see him now being goofy tonight because he's not letting Gunther get to him. Now we're seeing it. It's a story of he used to be afraid, and now Gunther is getting a little afraid, and now
Yeah,
Jey Uso's confidence is up, and now I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but hey, maybe we should see a new World Heavyweight Champion.
I think we do get a
I
new
feel
World
like
Heavyweight
Gunther could
Champion
use a
on Saturday.
win, but I feel like Gunther could use a win. I mean, like kind of going, putting two guys over for the title that you've been holding for so long in two WrestleManias in a row. It sucks for the character. It doesn't make him look legit, but I mean, Jey Uso is now owed a main event world title if he is going to keep that main event type of name. And so yeah, I do think that Jay is going to win. I just don't. I don't like it too much. I like that Jay would win, but I don't like the scenario. I don't like that Gunther is losing twice in a row for the titles that he's made. He's been making look really good. So that would be my only complaint there. But yeah, I think Jey Uso is going to win this one. And we're going to be yeeting night one of WrestleMania.
And I think that opens night one, to be honest with you, Pyro. Jey Uso and Gunther for the world title.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so too. I thought
Because you want to start the
because
crowd
I
off
don't.
hot with Jey Uso and the Yeet. I mean, it's smart to start up that show as hot as possible. I think so. I think Jey Uso and Gunther opening this Saturday is the right call.
Yeah, I don't think
I
this.
know Jey Uso is main event Jey Uso, and I know he won the Royal Rumble, but I feel like it's like starting to show off on the right track wise. I think it's the right move.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. And I don't know. Like, I don't think this list is like 100% correct, but yeah, I think if it is, then it will look like he's not. But I think if if this is not the official card, like the card slot, then I would say that Gunther and Jay starts off the show. I would think that was a great idea.
Yeah, and then
Um,
you have Jey Uso win the world title off of Gunther, who's held the world title since SummerSlam.
yeah,
And I mean, look, listen, last night, in my opinion, Gunther is the world champion before he loses the belt at Mania on Saturday to Jey Uso. Look, Gunther's had a nice, decent reign with the world title, better than his IC title reign, no, but it's still a solid reign nonetheless. But I
yeah,
mean, could have been a little better, yeah, but it's still not a bad reign whatsoever, and he's done good with the championship. I think Jey Uso needs to win this title here, and Gunther needs to move on after this to big non-title programs and have a break from the title picture for a while. Because 90% of his main roster run has been Gunther being a champion, and he's done a lot of great hard work with championship gold. That I feel like he deserves a nice little break from championship gold for a while because he's done such great work.
yeah. I think he should definitely. I mean,
He deserves it, and honestly, I think call me nuts, or I don't know how you feel. With Jey Uso winning Saturday, um, and I'm thinking maybe Dominic wins Sunday as well for the IC title, and I'm thinking whoever is the women's champion on SmackDown, then John Cena, I think, is winning the WWE title, and then Jey Uso with the world title, Dominic Mysterio with the Intercontinental title. I wonder if they do a draft after WrestleMania this year, because you look at the champions on Raw and SmackDown potentially, what it may look, whatever, like what it could possibly look like coming out of WrestleMania both nights this weekend, coming out of
yeah,
this weekend. It's like, I wonder if any champions switch brands, because I think if Jey Uso wins a title, I wonder if they have a draft after Mania this year, they move champions and they have champion switch brands. And I wonder if Jey Uso wins the world title and moves to SmackDown, or if they don't have any title switch brands, maybe they have Jey Uso win the title, no title switch brands in a draft this year after Mania that happens, and Jey Uso wins the world title Saturday, and then they move Gunther over to SmackDown.
hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Um,
Because I feel like Roman Reigns, if they do a draft after Mania this year, they're going to move Roman to Raw, and he's part time, and SmackDown's going to need something to like a real good kick in the ass to really just like give them all the motivation they could get. Because right now they're just boring. Adding Gunther to SmackDown, I think, is a nice help.
well, here's my thing on that. I don't think they should really change the champions at all. Um,
You don't
my
think so?
reasoning,
Because with Raw and Netflix, you'd think because Raw's right now because it's for real. Raw's the A show, and the WWE title, which is the number one title in the company, no matter how many world titles they have, the world titles on Raw, the WWE titles on SmackDown, the WWE Championship will always be the number one title in that entire company and in the industry of this great sport known as professional wrestling. And since Raw's the A show, since they're on Netflix, it makes you think: do they even switch the WWE title to Raw? And the world title of SmackDown, like back 20 years ago in '05 when John Cena and Batista, respectively, were the WWE and World Heavyweight Champions. Do they do that route again 20 years later, or is that? Do you think that's a possibility?
I just think it's the type of titles they have. I mean, you have it's too because you have these titles still like brand specific. You have the world tag team titles, you have the women's world title, you have the world heavyweight title, all three on the same brand. It would just look really off if they have one or two of them off onto a different brand. It wouldn't look good. I can see it for the Intercontinental title and the United States title, and I think
Yeah,
they did
I
fairly
think
well.
it's probably time to switch those titles. I think.
See, I don't think so. I think it's going to look really off. I think it's going to look really weird having one
I
world
mean,
title on one show, having another world title on the other, and it just wouldn't look right at all.
because I don't know if Cena's going to be working Raw or SmackDown coming on a Mania. I know he has his Hollywood schedule. Who knows? Who knows what
I,
they have up their sleeve? But
he'll probably be free agent like he's been, honestly.
I don't know. But
I
we'll
feel like
see.
that's what it's going into though. I feel like it's not really all branded. Like we see a lot of like Jimmy. We see a lot of guys from SmackDown coming to Raw,
Well, that's
guys
because
from Raw coming to
WrestleMania purpose.
SmackDown.
That's because it's WrestleMania, and plus the Jimmy, the Raw. But it makes sense because honestly, the brand split means nothing. With like a brand split means nothing if you have a guy from the other show appear in the other show with no explanation, like no reason, no things that make or things that don't make sense. If you have, however, if you have a guy from SmackDown appear on Raw, vice versa, that there's a reason that makes sense storyline purpose wise, then it's not really shitting that much at all in the brand split because Jimmy appeared because let's face it, Jay Uso Gunther had nothing going for it. But then you add Jimmy Uso, it makes it personal with Gunther and Jay. Now you get people invested in Jay and Gunther. Finally, with 3 weeks left to go for this WrestleMania build, now people are invested in Jay Uso and Gunther, and you see where that's at now. I mean, look at what happened. Look at what we saw tonight and even like highlighting from last week's Jay Uso promo with Gunther, which was a very good promo from Jay Uso. Then the crowd just ate up Gunther tonight, saying that this is what I think of Jay, and I'm going to destroy him at WrestleMania. Then Jay Uso was serious again tonight, like last week, and now people are sold. So if you have that for a purpose, for a good reason, that makes sense. That's fine. Under Vince, he didn't care. Like he didn't put any explanation. He did it for no purpose. He just didn't care. At least Triple H, there's a purpose behind it, and everything is done by him for a reason.
Hey, I'll agree with that. Let's move on though. Let's get to the next match
Yeah,
going through
I
for
think we.
WrestleMania.
So we got for the world title. I think we got Jey Uso, right?
Yeah, we both did. We both did Jay.
Okay, cool. Next match. You think
It's
we
gonna
got the
be, huh?
women's title match?
Yep, it's Tiffany Stratton going against the Royal Rumble Women's Royal Rumble winner. Yeah, I know, Nick. I know. Charlotte Flair for the
If Charlotte
WWE Women's
wins on
Championship.
Saturday, I'm telling you, I'm going off. Like nobody wants to see her win.
No, not at all.
Things have passed
You
Charlotte
know
by
what?
in the women's division, and she needs to do the right thing, Pyro, and put Tiffany over at Mania. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I trust Charlotte? No. I think
No.
she just goes into business. I think she's going to go into business for herself and not put Tiffany over. Just look at the build. It's not been that good. Charlotte's not made Tiffany look good whatsoever. This entire build,
Mm-mm.
it's only Charlotte making Charlotte only look good, and it's just Their build's not has a lot to be desired, and I don't trust Charlotte to do the right thing. And Tiffany needs to go over point blank. Period. If Charlotte wins, we are in for a disaster for that SmackDown Women's division. I'm telling you right now, she
You know
cannot win
what?
on Saturday.
Just to
I don't
piss
want
some
to see it.
fans,
Nobody wants to see it.
just to piss some fans off, because I know this is going to be unrealistic. But I mean, I have a reason. I'll go ahead and say Tiffany's going to win this match. I'll go ahead and say Tiffany will win this match. We've seen Charlotte put over Rhea Ripley. We've seen her put over Becky Lynch. It's not impossible for Charlotte to put over talent. So I mean, as much as it's not as as much as it's not as known for Charlotte to do, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go ahead and say Tiffany wins this match.
I hope you're right, Pyro, because Tiffany really, she's one of the future pieces of the company. And she's doing
Yeah.
this like she was a former NXT Women's Champion. She won the Money in the Bank. She's a women's champ, and she's someone people want to see. And Tiffany going over would be massive. It would solidify Tiffany's title reign as a women's champion if she were to beat Charlotte. I just hope you're right, and I hope Tiffany goes over because she really should. She's again one of the future pieces of the company for years and years to come, and she's like her, and it's not just her. There's a bunch of other women that are future pieces of the company, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, Pyro. Things have passed Charlotte by in that women's division in WWE. Stephanie Becker, Julia, Jordan Grace, Jada
Yeah.
Parker. The list goes on and on. Uh, Others like from LFG. You watch that show on A&E on Sundays, which is entertaining. They have Evolve. They have others on the rise in NXT. Fallon Henley. They got others possibly maybe from other promotions that WWE's giving a look, maybe from AEW that WWE wants to bring into their company. And they have Lyra Valkyria as well. They have Liv Morgan, Bailey. They have those ones. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, etc., etc. Just things have passed Charlotte by in WWE to the point where honestly they don't need Charlotte Flair anymore. They really and like Charlotte could be like Charlotte off TV, no one would miss her. She could be gone from the company tomorrow, and I'm telling you, it would do no major blow to the WWE whatsoever. You won't even realize she's not there. You won't even realize that she's not even there, and she's just 14. Like, and it's not like things have passed Charlotte by in WWE. Where if she leaves the company tomorrow, there's no big loss. They don't need Charlotte anymore, and they have a lot of other women on the roster that company will move on and be just fine without Charlotte. They do not need her at all. She's a big
Yeah.
name, very good athlete, but they don't really need her anymore. Like they did maybe 2015. After that, like between 2015 ish or like 2018, 2019. But now, not really that much because they have women there that the WWE is in good hands with the women they got, not named Charlotte.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, man. I'll agree
And
with
she's
that.
done everything. Like, if she were to leave the WWE soon, it's like no one's gonna miss her. And she's done everything there is to do. What else is left her to do there? Nothing. She's accomplished everything. And she's what, almost 40 years old. She just she's at a point in her career that she needs to start putting people over. And especially that promo where she said, "Is that why Kaiser's in my DMs?" If I'm WWE and Triple H, I'm teaching Charlotte a lesson that just because your last name is Flair doesn't mean you get to bully people and throw your weight around and do whatever you want just because your last name is Flair. So she needs to
Well,
be
who
taught a
knows?
lesson
I mean, who knows who could have really written that promo?
because like Charlotte, this whole build does not make Tiffany look good. That split screen thing with Charlotte and Tiffany was terrible. Did not make Tiffany look good at all. Just Charlotte needs to be put in her place. Like I cannot stand the Charlotte Flair politics, and a lot of people can't stand her because of that reason either. I just do not trust the woman at all to do the right thing Saturday. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I'm going Tiffany to win. Do I think Charlotte? Do I think Tiffany wins? No, I have a bad feeling Charlotte's going to not put her over.
It could happen, but honestly,
And, and,
if
ho- and
this turns
hopefully the match is good too.
Right. And I think if this does turn into a Triple H scenario where like Triple H was kind of bearing a few people when he was in his prime, he would lose a lot of freaking matches. But the thing is, like, Charlotte's won so many that maybe she knows this is father time or mother time. This is the time where she knows that it's not, it's, not her time anymore. And maybe she does get her ego checked. I don't know. We could, just like we saw a new Triple H before, we could see a new Charlotte. And I honestly, I kind of want to give the benefit of the doubt here. I want to be the one to say, hey, maybe Tiffany will go over. Let's say, I'm going to go ahead and say she does.
Do you think this is a one and done between these two ladies, or do you think this is their only match at WrestleMania?
I think this is the only one for now. I don't think there will be a rematch afterwards, but definitely in the future there will be. No matter who's
Because
the champion.
With Evolution coming up in July, they could probably do another match for that show on July 5th. It's rumored. But I got Tiffany on the board, but I just think Charlotte's winning, unfortunately. And she'll have a 15th reign and try and break her father's record, but John Cena will break the record of Ric Flair before she ever does.
Haha, screw you. All
Yeah, it's facts, people.
right. Let's get to the main event here for night one. It's going to be Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, CM Punk finally getting his WrestleMania main event after waiting for years to get this
Yeah,
glory. And Mitch
hell yeah.
says Seth Rollins. I don't know who's going to win this one. Honestly, it could be Seth Rollins. How many losses does he have to take before he finally gets his glory and finally gets his revenge? I think it could be CM Punk, or not CM. I think it could be Seth Rollins as well. I
It
don't think it's
could.
going to be Punk. Either way, I don't think it's Punk.
I wonder if they're gonna pin Roman like how he was pinned last year. Do you want to keep that mystique of Roman at WrestleMania because he was pinned by Cody last year after a historic long reign as WWE undisputed Universal Champion? Do they have Roman eat a pin again this year?
I think it's going to be Punk eating it. I don't know if I don't think Paul Heyman's going to join Seth like Mitch has said, but I definitely think Seth is going to get the pinfall either way, and I think he's going to do it with Punk. I think he's going to want it so bad that he won't. I think he'll even get to the point where he'll deny, like he'll refuse to pin Roman at all during the whole match because he's done it. So he's done it before. He's already pinned Roman. Who hasn't he pinned yet? Punk. Who's his biggest thorn right now? Punk. He has to get his revenge on Punk.
If you look at the Punk and Seth trilogy, the first Raw on Netflix, Punk pinned Rollins 1, 2, 3. Then he did
Correct.
it again at the Elimination Chamber, and even after eliminating Rollins in the Rumble this year. But the Chamber on March 1st, Rollins got eliminated by Punk in the final 3. And then the cage match on Raw and MSG a month ago in March, Punk and Rollins in the main event in the Side of Steel cage. Seth won that one, but Roman kind of helped Seth win.
Yes, but he never got
But
that
it
pinfall
wasn't.
that he wanted.
No, not at all. So if you think about it, Seth's never pinned Punk. So I could see WWE not pinning Roman, protecting Roman from eating another loss after he got pinned by Cody last year,
Mhm.
and have Seth. Maybe they do have Seth win, but he pins Punk, and you finally get that pinfall over Punk. But I have a feeling, and I don't know, many people aren't talking about it. I was gonna go Punk winning, but I think he'll be fine though if he gets the WWE title match at SummerSlam at MetLife this August in the summer against Cena. I think there's plenty of time to have Punk get W's and build him up for that. So if he were to lose here, I don't think that really harms Punk whatsoever. So I was gonna go Punk, but I'm actually gonna go Seth winning this. I know Heyman is in a tug of war between Punk and Roman, but I don't know. I see Seth winning and Heyman joining Rollins, so I'm actually going Seth Rollins on the board.
See, that's what Mitch said. Mitch said Rollins is going to be joining
And
Heyman.
no one's really talking about it. And what I love about this main event for Night 1 WrestleMania 41, Pyro, is the unpredictability. Anything could happen, which I love.
Absolutely, I agree with
And
you on
definitely
that.
the great main event for Punk. So I'm actually really looking forward to this triple threat between these three guys at WrestleMania this Saturday on Night 1. And like you said, deserved main event for Punk. It's a long time coming. Very happy for the guy, even if it's not for a title. and their build's been very good. And I want to see people still complain and bitch and moan. Oh, this doesn't deserve the main event. This doesn't deserve the main event. Why is the Charlotte Tiffany match or Jey Uso and Gunther not main event, or Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley not main eventing? But
Uh,
this is.
well, we have reasons for the fact that Charlotte's not going to do it because she's done it how many freaking times now? Well, I
And
guess she's
Charlotte
only had
Tiffany
one,
and
but
Charlotte and
like
Tiffany's not a good build. Punk Reigns and Rollins is.
no.
It's the difference.
Well, and here's the thing: you can argue with Gunther and Jay because it's the same argument as Punk had 10 years ago, where you'd need that main event to really be a main event talent. You need to be able
Yeah.
to go up there and it's like I guess it's like it is the case where NHL hockey players play with NHL hockey players. What he really meant by that, people were just thinking, "Oh, you just want to be up there so you can say you've faced in the card." It's like what it really is. You have to face the best to really know you're the best. You have to face the best at the best show in the best moment, so you can be hyped up to be the best. So you can be known as one of the best on the team and on the roster. And so with Punk, yes, he deserves it. I think Seth and Roman definitely don't need it. Punk does, but the thing is, Jey Uso and Gunther could very much use this, and I think they massively deserve it. Which is why I was very shocked when they didn't pull the trigger and give Gunther and Jay the main event. That was probably not the best decision, but either way, I think either way it's a good call. I mean, it's good to give Punk his glory. Rollins and Reigns are arguably over as hell, and you have a great showing by all three guys with this build for WrestleMania, including Paul Heyman. So it's a good move, but benefit of the doubt, I definitely see Jay and Gunther needing this moment and really, really deserving the moment to be in the main event together.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree there, Pyro. Absolutely agreed there. But I got Seth on the board to win this.
Seth there, so we all agree on Seth. Moving on to night two now. We're going to be
This is on Easter
April
Sunday.
20th, Easter and Day, Green Day, if you will. Yeah, Snoop
RVD
Dogg
Day,
Day.
420
See,
Day. You
where's
got to have RVD show up on Sunday. I'm telling you.
RVD or Snoop Dogg? Gotta be Snoop Dogg. Had him last
Yeah,
year. You gotta
or
bring him
Paul
back now.
Heyman. He's going to be night one if he shows up Saturday on. I mean
Oh
Sunday.
shit, dude!
Or RVD
RVD
Paul
would be
Heyman. They
sick.
go way back in the ECW days
Ooh, shit!
because
Right
Van
on the
Dam would
network.
smoke the joint because Heyman was smoking in the joint, smoking a joint in the back with Van Dam.
Fucking right. Hey man,
And
Paul Heyman's
Paul
such a
Heyman
great
is
guy,
savage promos from ECW One Night Stand 2005, bro.
bro. For real, dude. That was a great time. Great time. I missed you, Adam. I don't think
What's
you're
up,
here
Adam Hall?
still, but Adam, sorry, brother. We're glad you were here though.
My buddy
Um,
on my partner and buddy and friend on the Forbidden podcast, which was the second
oh,
episode of that this past Saturday. So after the live stream here, if you haven't checked that already, go check that out. Really great listen. We gave our WrestleMania preview predictions for WrestleMania 41 Night 1 and 2, as well as preview predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver earlier this Saturday in the afternoon, which there will be a watch party for that this Saturday afternoon when the show's live, as well as along with the WrestleMania 41 Night 1 and Night 2 watch alongs as well. So definitely look forward to those. It'll be a busy week now that WrestleMania is in Vegas and on the road to Vegas for WrestleMania week, and it's going to be a very newsworthy week with the biggest show of the year for WWE. That's I can assure you.
very nice. Let's go ahead and speed run this one, just so we can have a little bit more time to kind of recap, have a fast recap for Raw. Let's
Yeah.
start off night two with AJ Styles versus Logan Paul as the first match on our sheet here, and I think it's going to be Logan Paul, unfortunately. You're going to argue this one. I think it's going to be
I don't know,
Logan.
because Logan Paul stood tall tonight. Usually, the ones that stand tall on the go home show usually don't win on the PLE or pay per view. But so
Well,
I'm
that's
going
true.
AJ Styles, and though he's up there in age and still can go, still these days for his age, how many more WrestleManias does AJ Styles truly have in him left. So I'm actually going AJ Styles to win this thing on Sunday.
Man, I mean
It'll be.
that's why.
I expect the match to be very good, though.
Yeah, that's why I think like it's like a Rey Mysterio scenario. Just because they're getting older, it's time to kind of give the younger guys glory. Does Logan Paul deserve that glory? Absolutely not. But I mean, is it a WWE thing to do to get more people up there and get more people to be in the mid cards and the main cards? Absolutely. That might be their idea with Logan Paul. He's getting better. I hate to say it. He's getting better in the ring. He's getting better on the mic. He's getting better with everything. And it sucks to say that. It really does because I freaking hate the guy. I always have. He in real life, he's a genuine prick. But I mean, in the WWE logic, I feel like it will be Logan Paul. But moving on now to Damian Priest versus
But
Drew McIntyre.
I mean, Logan Paul's not done this wrestling thing for that long, and he's that good. No matter what you think of him, do I like the guy personally? No, but is he good in the ring? Absolutely.
He's got the good athleticism, and he's getting a better move set. That move he did tonight
Even the
was
promo he cut
pretty
on Raw
good.
earlier was a decent promo.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I was saying. Like he's
And
getting
he's
better with
doing it for the
promos
right
too.
reasons too. It's not like go away heat like Charlotte Flair. Logan Paul's actually legit heel heat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like Dominic, really.
Yeah.
Dominic, you can't hear shit with Dominic or like
Only
Nia
that guy
Jax.
speak on the
You can't
mic.
hear anything.
No. But
But yeah.
I
Now
think they're
moving
gonna
on
move
to
on.
Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City Street fight. This one is gonna be a banger. This one's gonna be
Yes.
fun.
Absolutely,
Who
especially
wins
that's what they
this?
had on Friday, man. Do not sleep on this, people. I think this is going to be a sleeper match
Yeah,
Sunday,
absolutely.
and I expect these two guys to kill it on Sunday. I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. I don't even know who wins this match. I don't even know. I think it'll be funny if they do almost like
I don't know.
a double, like either maybe not a double pin, but like a double finish. You know, like I feel like that's the only way to really do this. If there would be one match that would have no end and just finish with a double finish, it would have to be this match. I feel like it's going to be that good. The star power is there. If you really have to give someone the win, I guess it would be Drew McIntyre. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
mean he was eliminated by Priest in the Rumble, then again in the Chamber, and Drew hasn't really gotten the upper hand on Priest. So I'm thinking Drew should really get this win here.
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
Drew
I'll
is
say Drew.
winning is a must. I think
I'll
Priest will
say
be fine. He's coming in on his own as a main event guy as of late, but I think McIntyre really needs to win more out of the two.
I'll say Drew, but I'm a massive Damian Priest guy though. I love me some Damian Priest. But the thing is with with these two, I feel like it should almost like be like a double fall where they both just cannot continue. Referee has no choice but to call it. No disqualification, but yet they beat the hell out of each other so bad you have to call it. I feel like it's that personal, and I feel like it's that type of match where these guys know how to destroy. These guys know how to kick each other's head off. It's got to end in a double. It has to be in a double finish. I don't see another way. Um, but now we move on to the Liv
Yeah,
Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria for the WWE
women's intercontinental
Women's
champ.
Tag Team titles. Huh?
Yeah, women's intercontinental champ Lyra Valkyria, Bird Girl.
Hell yeah. Oh, I love her. She is very great in the ring. But I think Liv Morgan and Raquel are going to both, I think they're going to retain the tag
Yeah,
titles. And I think
and they
Bailey's
should
going to turn.
honestly.
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah,
definitely should. But I think Bailey's going to turn. I definitely think Bailey's going to turn. And then that's when in Backlash, we're going to see Lyra Valkyria versus Bailey versus for the Intercontinental title.
do you think Bailey eats the pin for Liv and Raquel to retain on Sunday? Because I do. Because if you want to set up Bailey's heel turn, Bailey can eat the pin on Sunday. She gets frustrated. Then Lyra. So after they lose to Liv and Raquel Sunday, Bailey eats the pin. She gets frustrated. Then they have Liv and Lyra team one more time on the Raw after Mania in a tag match where they could win, but though
See, I think
after that's when Bailey attacks Lyra and officially turns heel, the Raw after Mania and that hot
no,
Las Vegas crowd.
I
I think
think it
that's
has to be. I think it has to be
If
Mania.
not WrestleMania, then I could see on Raw after Mania.
I can see that too, but I
Either
feel like
way, I
that's
think
more.
Bailey's going heel very soon, which honestly she needs a heel turn.
I think no, I think Bailey's going to turn. I think another turn that could happen is Finn and Mysterio, whichever of those guys. Finn Balor can turn on Dominic, but the thing is, I think that one would be more of a Raw after or a Raw later on type of turn. I think Bailey's going to be the one to turn on Lyra. If there is going to be any turn in this show, it's definitely going to be Bailey and Lyra.
Maybe, oh yeah, maybe or maybe they say let's a turn for Sunday and the next turn for Monday. Maybe they don't want to blow their whole load off in one shot with that. I could probably see that.
Hmm.
But either way, I think Bailey's going heel relatively soon, and honestly, she needs it and could use it. And her face run has gotten very stale for several months, and I think she needs something. And she
Yeah,
honestly works better as a heel these days, in my opinion. And if you're looking for someone to get Lyra to where she needs to be as Intercontinental Champion and get her like stock raised up to where she really honestly should be and stuff, I think a heel Bailey's the way to go with it.
I can see
You know,
that.
you like you give Lyra a very good heel to work with. Look no further than Bailey. She did really good heel work from 2019 to 2024. She
Yeah,
was a very good heel with that time frame.
people don't give her enough credit, but yeah, she was a great heel for sure.
You know, tormenting Michael Cole all the time.
Hmm.
It was great. But I mean, that's just my take. But Liv and Raquel, they're going to retain. There's no reason to take the titles off them. I think they retain.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on now. Braun Breaker will defend his Intercontinental Championship against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio in a fatal four-way. Night 2, WrestleMania, April 20th. What do you think? This can go either way, man.
I just have one thing to say. Good thing Carlito's not in this thing to not get speared in half.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a funny segment tonight with him. That was great.
He got speared out of his boots last week in a probably one of the best spears in recent memory by Braun Breaker, and then he got double speared along with Dominic by Braun Breaker earlier tonight. I mean, poor Carlito just can't catch a break, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not cool. It's not cool. But man, Braun Breaker, man, he is a stud. He is a future world champion by the end of this year. I'm telling you right now,
Yes.
he will
Yeah.
be a world champion by the end of 2025. Mark my words.
No, I don't
But
think
I
he should
do
lose
think,
the title
but
yet, though. I don't think he should lose the title yet, though. I think it's going to win.
really,
I don't
really,
think he's.
because I'm actually going him losing the title with him not eating the pin. I have a
Mm,
feeling Dominic's, if we don't get Bailey turning on Lyra on Sunday, I could absolutely see on Sunday Dominic winning the Intercontinental title, but turning on Balor and screwing Balor and just like double crossing him and walk out with the Intercontinental title.
yeah. Hey, that would make sense
That's
to
always
me.
a possibility. Dominic could steal a title win by Finn Balor has a title one, then Dominic just screws Balor, stabs him in the back, and Dominic takes advantage and he wins the IC title, turning on Balor and winning the IC title and kicking Balor out of the Judgment Day. I could absolutely see that. And we get Dominic versus Balor at Backlash.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I mean, I can see that, but at the same time, I still see Bailey doing it. So I feel like Braun Breaker is going to be the one to get the win, and then that can create tension with Balor and Mysterio, and then later on, if Finn wants to win the title, like I feel like that's when you should let Finn take the title. I think he's taken way too many losses at Mania. That I will say, way too many for his skill type. But at the same time,
But at
it
least if
makes
he pins Balor here or Penta, at least it protects Finn Balor.
yeah, yeah, that's true. In a way, like it's still a loss on the card, but yeah, it still protects him if you're looking at it in a point of view.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh, but moving on now though,
Good.
to Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Title, and I think I'm with Mitch on this one. I think Io Sky is gonna defend her title
Yeah.
against the two, and I think this is the first loss of Bianca Belair's WrestleMania career.
Yeah, Io Sky. I think she's retaining, and Bianca and Rhea are so busy on each other, they're forgetting all about Io, and Io feels like to them it's like it's she's fifth wheel, and they're forgetting all about her, both Rhea and Bianca, to the
Yeah.
point where I think I'm going Io to retain on Sunday, and she just won the world title, and she's over as hell. She is the best. She is the best thing she's one of the best female wrestlers in the world and on the planet, one of the best wrestlers on the planet, and she is the best thing in the women's world title program and the top women program for Raw right now. And she's this like over and red hot. Like when someone's this over and red hot, you don't take the belt off them. And she has
Hmm.
a lot of lot going for her right now. Is EO was a world champion, and I feel there's absolutely zero reason to take the championship off her, and EO Sky retaining is the right decision. And I would give EO a nice solid run with the championship, hold it to at least SummerSlam, and it'd be foolish to take it off of her. I'm going EO Sky to retain.
Yeah, unless Bianca does some backstage bullshit, but I
I
don't
don't
think
think
she'd really like that.
I don't think Bianca's not like that.
Yeah.
But I can see EO retaining, but Rhea Ripley eating the pin though, because Bianca's undefeated at
Yeah.
WrestleMania, but in singles competition, though it's a triple threat, EO could win, but she pins Rhea, and then that way it can protect Bianca, and Bianca can make a case with, no, I may have lost, but you didn't beat me, so I can technically still undefeated at WrestleMania. Bianca could bring that up, and that could start to slowly turn Bianca heel coming
Mm.
out of WrestleMania. And I have a feeling they may have Rhea and Bianca feud with each other coming out of WrestleMania, because they have had issues as of late.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I can absolutely see that.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, I don't really have a disagreement on that. I think that would be good. And then of course the history with Io and Rhea right there with the fact that Rhea can never get the win against Io. Rhea just can never get the job done, and she's been toying with Io too much. And I think that's the same story that we're going to see with Io Sky at WrestleMania. I don't think she'll take her too seriously at all. But now
No.
moving on, folks, to the main event, the match that we are all here to watch, the match that we are all here
Well,
to see.
or, or,
Cody
or before
Rhodes,
that,
huh?
did we get Randy Orton announced for WrestleMania against Nick Aldis, which is the rumor.
Oh, well, I think it's still going to be Kevin Owens. I think it's still going to be Kevin Owens. I
Kevin,
don't think
Kevin,
that injury is legit.
I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, if it's not, which I think it is, I'm thinking Nick Aldis gets in the ring.
That would be so sick. Holy shit, that would make my TNA fandom so happy.
And we get Nick
That would.
Aldis out of the GM role and transition to the full time in ring aspect.
I wonder if we
And I
get
think,
Magnus.
or I don't know, maybe, but I think Nick Aldis is to a point where people know him enough where if you put him in the ring now as a full time wrestler, out of the GM role, people would know who he is. And you
Oh
put
yeah,
him against a guy like Randy Orton, and they have had kind of back and forth for a, at least a couple years. They gave him an RKO 2 years ago, did Orton on Aldis, and then the second time a few weeks ago. So they may announce it for Friday SmackDown, Nick Aldis and Orton at Mania, but that's where I think they may go. Because there's no way you're going to leave Randy Orton off the card. I do not see it.
no, absolutely not. That would be super foolish. And I mean, here's the deal. Nick Aldis is known for his TNA and NWA run, Ring of Honor, all that. Like, I feel like if you are going to have Nick Aldis be here, it's either got to be in his Magnus character or it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be referenced to TNA somehow. It's got to be referenced to how long ago he was the guy so long ago. And I mean, yeah,
I think
everybody knows who he is at this point.
uh,
It's unbelievable if you don't
one.
know who the hell Nick Aldis is.
Well, Michael Cole a lot on commentary mentions his wrestler's time in TNA these days.
There you go. So I mean, you can even mention how he won that bullshit match at Dixieland.
Well, I don't know if people want to remember that because those were terrible dark times in TNA.
I have
So.
no choice but to. I watched it freaking live, not in person, but That was one of the times I was at my dad's house because he was the only one that had cable. I watched him beat Jeff Hardy, and that was a really crappy time in my life.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, never forget them low ball. I'll never forget them low balling AJ Styles like that, which they did him really, really dirty.
God, how do you
That
do
was
that to a
that was
guy like
so
him?
that was so low class by TNA. That was
Yeah,
so
let's
bad.
fuck. Yeah, let's pay a dude a million gazillion dollars like EC3 and Bully Ray, so we can cut costs for the biggest star we've ever had in our company. Yeah, that
A
makes
guy
total
who was
freaking
basically
sense.
a guy who was basically TNA.
Yeah, he is the company. He has always been the company.
Yeah,
You take him away, it's like taking away
and to
the.
give him a low ball offer like that is just very tasteless and very disrespectful to AJ Styles.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's why he left. And I mean, good for him. He's had a way better career in WWE, that's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Cody Rhodes and John Cena, this is main eventing night one. Um, John Cena's heel turn, great. He hasn't appeared much because of his movie schedule, obviously, but I feel like Cody Rhodes is carrying the majority of this build, and I'm hoping this year's the last year Cody Rhodes goes into WrestleMania feuding with a part timer because he's doing 90% of the carrying, and it's like kind of not fair to Cody Rhodes. We haven't seen The Rock since the Elimination Chamber. I'm hoping we get The Rock either this Friday or this Sunday. I don't know what's going on with The Rock, but he hasn't showed up since the Chamber, which I'm not that much of a fan, which I'm not that much of a fan of, and we haven't gotten an explanation still of why Rock and Cena are a pairing now since Cena's heel turn at the Chamber a month ago, over a month ago rather. But I did enjoy the heel turn. Cena's cut some really good promos, shitting on the fans. They had a very good promo, Cena and Cody, the last time they interacted, where Cena was bringing up a nepo baby and saying that Cody Rhodes should just steal money from another company's kids and all the other stuff. And then
Hmm.
Cena got laid up by Cody Rhodes with the Crossroads. Um, I mean, I'm kind of sold almost, but they got to do a little more on Friday, where apparently John Cena is going to be there this Friday. Hopefully, they do something like they do a little more to really put the cherry on top of the cake as far as going into Friday for where WrestleMania weekend's concerned with Cena and Cody. But Cena went heel. You're not going to have Cena go heel and not give him the championship. I am going John Cena to win this match and win number 17, breaking Ric Flair's record. And Cody Rhodes has been champion for over a year. He will be just fine.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. You gotta put Cena over. Last ever main event at WrestleMania, last ever WrestleMania last year. I mean,
Yeah,
give him the win for sure. That's something you can't neglect right there. And the thing
yeah,
is, like, when you have a guy like um when you have star power, like Cody Rhodes isn't gonna take that away from uh Cena. Cena's not just gonna bury Cody. Like, it's gonna be a great match. And nothing's gonna take away from what they will end up doing. But like, you also gotta think what's really good for the run for Cena. It's that he gets that
yeah,
17th title, and he's been talking about his old championship, giving him this new title. Hey, there you go. That's also a story. Is he going to have a better championship because of the fact that the other titles were, in his mind, hated so much? Okay, what can he do with this title?
yeah.
But
So, and Cena and with Cena with this being Cena's last year, I don't think this is like Cena's a heel going into Mania season and then he goes face right after Mania. No, I think they have this until they think they have Cena as a heel until like the later part of this year, where the fall, summer, late summer, early fall, they turn Cena back face again. As soon as he drops the championship, I could see Rock then turning on Cena, kicking him out of his little group or alliance. But I
mhm.
feel Cena wins here. He brings back the spinner belt as part of the heel Cena gimmick, and he dropped it at SummerSlam to CM Punk. But I mean, with this being seen as last Mania and Mania main event, it's only right for Cena to go over.
Yeah, I
And like I
agree.
said, Cody will be just fine. He's held the title for over a year. He's not going to be buried or ruined if he loses to Cena. Like, and plus, Backlash is coming on May 10th in St. Louis. That's Randy Orton's hometown. There's no way you're going to have that PLE and not do Orton and Cena for the title on that show. There's no way.
Yeah. No, I mean that's big money right there. If you have Cena,
So Cena's got to win.
yeah, Cena's gonna win that one.
There's no ands, ifs, or buts.
No.
Cena losing is bad, dumb booking. It's asinine booking if you have Cody go over. He doesn't need to win. Cena needs this win. And also a thing to think about, throughout the last bits of Cena's face run before he went heel again, he was losing lots like Solo Sikoa, Austin Theory, losing lots of guys like them. Cena's not had a win in God knows how long in a singles match. I can't even recall last time he won a one-on-one match. It's been years.
It's been too long, man. I miss Cena winning, dude. Like I miss him winning. It's gotta become a win. It really does. You know,
But
like
it's illogical to have him to turn him heel only to have Cena lose. It's stupid. So Cena's
yeah.
winning. He's going to win 17. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, Cody's buried. Oh, you're burying the future. That's not the case at all. So like it's like, first of all, how is it burying the future when Cody's been champion over a year? They trust this man to carry the gold for over a year, and he's pretty much the new face of the company. And this man got The Rock and Cena to go heel. This guy, Cody Rhodes. It
Yeah.
tells you
That's
something how much
big.
faith they have in him,
Yeah.
and he will be just fine. And honestly, this better story with Cody Rhodes is chasing than him being the champion, and you'll get it back. You'll get it back. You know, they could have Cody finishes the story. They can make another story coming out of Mania this weekend. Cody rewriting the story. They could always do that.
Yeah. That's true.
And maybe he wins it back by around Mania next year against whomever.
Yeah.
So have Cena win here. It's the right call. Don't care what anyone says. If maybe they have the Rock involved Sunday. I think Cena's advertised for the SmackDown after Mania. So again, why would you have Cena lose? I think he's winning. And imagine Cena comes out the Friday night SmackDown after WrestleMania. He unveils the spinner belt, and Cena said he was going to ruin pro wrestling.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I
they could
mean,
do that.
that would be awesome. Honestly, if they do that, that would be so cool.
Yeah, but I got Cena on the board, man.
Cena on the board. I agree with you on that. I will. I will
His
say the
last
same.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. All right, folks. That was WrestleMania. Our predictions there.
Yes.
I think. I mean, we covered a little bit of Raw too. I think that's pretty good. Is there anything specific you like to mention about Raw before we head on out?
Well, WrestleMania build has a lot to be desired, though. I'm sure it'll be a good show this weekend. It's just the builds could be a lot better. But I will say the SmackDown build's not been that good. Raw, at least with what we saw tonight, like SmackDown, just you feel empty watching SmackDown since the move to 3 hours. But with Raw, like tonight, I mean, like seeing what happened at Raw tonight, like that's a go home show. That's what it should be and it's supposed to be. Like it got you somewhat excited for this weekend with Raw tonight. And I just feel Raw and SmackDown compared to those two shows as of late, it's just night and day. I mean, hell, Raw tonight ended like 2 hours 25 minutes. I'll take that any day of the week over a 3 hour SmackDown, any day of the damn week. And Raw's just a better overall show compared to SmackDown these days. It's just the easier watch. Things make more sense, and you don't feel like an idiot watching Raw like you do watching. Like I feel like a goddamn idiot watching SmackDown, but Raw, I don't feel that way watching Monday Night Raw.
Hmm.
I mean, hell, they wanted Chelsea Green to. She was counted out in a foolish like fashion against Lena Vega SmackDown. I just thought was a waste of time. Like, what was the point of that? At least with Raw, like it just things just flow nicely, much better on Raw. Things make more sense on Raw compared to SmackDown. Just Raw is consistent, or SmackDown's just inconsistent, and that's the difference. But with Raw, as far as tonight goes, I thought it was a very solid, very focused go home show. They got a lot. They got they got the job done for the most for a good part tonight. We got really good action with Liv Morgan and Bailey and Julius Creed and Rey Mysterio, and even carrying Cross and AJ Styles wasn't a bad match, and Cross looked good out there,
Yeah.
you know. And Penta and Balor had a good match, really great closing segment with Punk, Reigns, and Rollins. Gunther got some nice heat. Jey Uso did well tonight. Overall, there was really not much to complain about with tonight's Raw, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No, it was a really good Raw, and I think it was a good go home show. I really thought it was. I thought it told everything that we needed to know for Raw, for you know, for WrestleMania, and I think it did. I think it definitely did its job. It was very fun. It was just a very fun Raw to end things for the road to WrestleMania, and now we get to experience it this Saturday and Sunday. It is time, 41st ever WrestleMania that will be hitting
Yes.
you. In the meantime, though, we do have some shows coming up tomorrow. We have the Phenomenal Breakdown. Oh, where's my mouse? There we go. We have the Phenomenal Breakdown show along with Queens of the Ring, and we'll show you guys. We'll go ahead and show you guys a little teaser, as usual. Every week, we'll show you guys what we know of these shows here. Where we'll start with the Phenomenal Breakdown show.
Welcome to the Phenomenal Breakdown Show. Welcome to the Phenomenal Breakdown Show. Lights in, crowd screams, here he comes flowing. AJ Styles in the ring, never slowing. Phenomenal one, taking names, always throwing. Force like a storm, keep the energy blowing. They don't want none, can't handle the heat. Steps up with the forearm, quick and elite. Styles clash, taking them down to the beat. Champion born, made them all face defeat. Welcome to the Phenomenal Breakdown Show, where the punches fly and the blood drops slow. Fight till dawn, make them learn what they know. AJ in the area, power set to go. Welcome to the Phenomenal Breakdown Show.
There it is, the Phenomenal Breakdown shows. That's going to be a fun one tomorrow. The next one, Queens of the Ring, which is I personally, I love this show. This show is very entertaining, and I think everybody involved has a great place. And let's show you guys now what the Queens of the Ring is all about. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, those are some really fun shows. You do hot takes and headlocks, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and show your show as well.
I don't do. I mean, I don't do hot takes and headlocks. Sorry, Joe and Xavier do.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Just for fun, let's go ahead and promote that show too, because that's a fun one too. Why not? Right? Why not?
Yeah.
Turn the lights on, the mics in my hand, talking WWE across the land. Hot takes flying like a super kick blast. Grab a chair, this showdown's fast. Xavier's got the truth, no filter in sight. Joe's got the fury ready to fight. Clash of opinions, wild like a cage. Step in the ring, we're center stage. Hot takes and headlocks, we're bringing the fire. Talking smack, taking you higher. Suplex the down, tap out the noise. Xavier, Joe, and me bring the voice.
All right, folks.
Some good shows there, man.
Absolutely, and you can find those only on here only on this channel right here. And Nick, right before we head on out of here, is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience before we go home to WrestleMania?
Yes. Well, whatever is in Vegas stays in Vegas. I will not be there, unfortunately, but we'll be watching live with the watch along this Saturday and Sunday for WrestleMania 41 Night 1 and 2. We got NXT Stand and Deliver watch party early afternoon this Saturday and the early afternoon that day as well, April the 19th. Decent show with that one. We got the SmackDown watch along this Friday coming up. I will be on there with at least Xavier. So look forward to that. Mitch will not be there, but I will at least be there on Friday. So set the calendars on that. And I appreciate, and we both actually appreciate you guys stopping by, take the time out of your day, night, almost midnight, to take the time out of your time, take the time out of your day and night to watch us. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we appreciate you coming and being in here. And Raw Go Home show, man, got you somewhat excited. And we got the 41st WrestleMania in Las Vegas, Nevada, the home of the Oakland Raiders. Build a lot to be desired, but hopefully they knock it out of the park on Saturday and Sunday on Easter weekend. So, and like I said, the shows to look forward to those. And we can't wait to share it with all of you going into WrestleMania week in Las Vegas this week. So it's going to be a busy weekend, but we look forward to seeing all of you there. And we appreciate you guys once again for stopping by. Hit the like, hit the bell for all notifications. Once you subscribe to Fiore's Nation, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network and Over the Top Rope Podcast. And got nothing else but thank you guys for once again showing up. And we will see you guys throughout the week for WrestleMania week in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, Las Vegas, Nevada. We got a comment here. 2016. What? Well, I'm not sure about that.
And also for the first time at pre-Raw this Monday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't know what a 2016 PowerPoint presentation is all about, but that's a blast from the past, that's for sure. But we are actually getting off of here now. Thank you all for tuning in. If you guys want to rewatch this video, definitely go ahead. It will be on our live stream section of the channel. So go ahead and check that out along with other live streams on this channel. We greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate you all stopping by every single week. It is definitely a motivator to keep these videos going. And this is Nick. This is Phyro. Thank you all to the road. Just only 1 week left of the road to WrestleMania 41.
Las Vegas, Nevada, baby.
Be there. Oh, I guess Mitch never did a... He never did a... Okay, we'll just pick one, and then we'll finish it off there. There we go. There we go. We'll